Ciao a tutti ragazzi e ragazze, benvenuti in un altro video reaction. Abbiamo reagito al K, abbiamo reagito a Umibozo, abbiamo reagito a No Perabo, abbiamo reagito a YōKai Onna, abbiamo reagito anche a Nanakosa, abbiamo reagito anche a Gumiko, abbiamo reagito insomma a tantissimi yokai. Oggi invece tocca a reagire al drama live di uno degli yokai più famosi del folklore giapponese, ovvero la Yuki Onna. E chi è la Yuki Onna? È questa tipa qua che vedete qua. E che cosa fa? Ecco, la Yuki Onna è una donna delle nevi e praticamente è una donna fantasma con i poteri della neve che ha ha un alito così freddo che congela le sue vittime a morte. Ed è descritto come una donna con il kimono blu e che c'è del ghiaccio e della neve, scusate, vabbè, la stessa cosa. E adesso i fan di Yokai Watch. Aspetta, donne con poteri della neve. Ci sono la Yuki Onna e Nevaria di Yokai Watch. Beh, alcuni potrebbero dire che Yuki Onna è Nevaria. Anzi no, Nevaria e Yuki Onna. Ma la risposta è no. Nevaria non è Yuki Onna. E allora chi è Yuki Onna? Ragazzi, Gelina è Yuki Onna. Il che non ha completamente senso. Cioè, guardate. A voi questa vi sembra Yuki Onna? No, Nevare è più simile a Yuki Onna. No, invece il Nevare in giapponese si chiama Habuki Kime. Invece è questa piccoletta Yuki Onna. Ma dai, non sembra niente Yuki Onna, sembra più Masha di Masha e Orso. Vabbè, cavolata a parte, dai, reagiamo a questo video che sicuramente farà tremare sia di freddo che di paura.
Sapevi che...
Oh no, pubblicità, no, Dio, no, non mi vuole dare il copyright. Aspettate, pubblicità del cazzo. Bene, è finito. Vabbè, ovviamente come al solito lasciate il like e iscrivetevi al canale. Ditemi anche cosa ne pensate di Yuki Onna. Intanto lasciamo un like e gustiamoci questo video.
Welcome to a new Draw My Life video. Welcome to a new Scary Tuesday TikTokers. In this occasion, we're traveling back to Japan and the yokai mythology to tell you about a dreaded yurei or apparition. We're talking about Yuki Onna, the Snow Woman. Her physical appearance is that of a very beautiful young woman. She's tall and her hair is long, but her eyes can terrify anyone by just looking at them, and her skin is very pale. It almost seems transparent. She usually wears a white kimono, but in some legends she appears naked, laying on the snow, and her face and hair are the only contrast with what's around her.
Per me la Yuki Onna indossa un kimono blu.
When she moves, she floats over the snow and leaves no trace.
Tra l'altro nelle immagini di copertina aveva il kimono blu.
Some people even say she doesn't have feet, a common characteristic in many yokai. If she feels threatened, she can vanish, transforming into a cloud of smoke or snow, since she's associated with winter and that kind of snowy landscapes.
Per me è fatto
And
di
she
ghiaccio.
usually appears when the weather conditions are like that. And about the origin, people say it's the spirit of a pregnant woman who froze to death in the snow. That's why some...
Fun fact, anche Gelina barra Nevare di YōKai Watch è morta nella neve. La differenza è che non era incinta.
Times she shows herself holding a baby on her arms. Other versions say it's a princess from the moon who, tired of her life, came down to Earth during a snowstorm to explore it. And then she never knew how to get back home.
Sinceramente preferirei la prima, perché il fatto che è una principessa del sole per me non ha molto senso, quindi no, la seconda versione non mi piace.
She has an evil nature. Her beauty hypnotizes the travelers that are tired of fighting against the storm, and she uses her frozen breath to calm them down and send them to sleep, until they pass out and turn into ice sculptures. Sometimes she just disorientates them and leads them to die lost in the middle of the snow. But in other legends, she's a more aggressive character. She goes into people's houses, knocks the door down with a gust of wind to kill them while they sleep.
Ma
Even sometimes
che
she adopts
cattiva.
the shape of a succubus or a female demon to seduce weak men
Oh.
and with a kiss take from them
C'ha le corna. È Satana Yuki Onna.
vitality. As you can see, she has multiple manifestations, and depending on where in Japan we go to, we'll hear different versions. In the prefecture of Niigata, they say she kidnaps kids. In Iwate and Miyagi, they say she steals souls.
No.
In Ibaraki, she throws men who ignore her off cliffs. In Aomori, she is called Ubume, and she asks
Ubume.
travelers to hold her baby.
Ma aspetta, Ubume se non sbaglio è il nome di un altro yokai. Ma
The baby is so heavy that the person holding him can't move and freezes to death.
in tutte le versioni la Yuki Onna è sempre temibile.
Yuki Onna is one of the most classic characters in Japanese culture.
Lo so.
She usually appears in the most famous franchises, manga, anime, video games,
Yeah.
such as Crayon Shin-chan, One Piece, Ranma, or Final Fantasy. But Yuki Onna also has a merciful side, as it is shown in the most popular tale. We can find it in the compilation book Kwaidan, Stories and Studies of Strange Things, by the scholar
Stranger
of Eastern
Things.
culture Lefkadio Hearn. One winter night, Minokichi and his mentor Musaku were going back home after a long trip. The last
Aspetta, questa è la storia della Yuki Onna.
obstacle they had left was going across the river, but when they got there, they were surprised by the boatman not being there. This, plus the weather conditions, forced them to spend the night in his cabin. Musaku fell exhausted, but it took longer for his disciple to fall asleep, with all the noise of the storm at the door.
Infatti.
When he finally fell asleep, a gust of wind and snow against his face woke him up again. Minokichi opened his eyes and saw the door open, and
Era
a
solo
beautiful
Yuki
young
Onna.
lady with long hair and a white kimono leaning on his master, kissing him with her blue lips.
Oh,
She
no.
turned around and jumped on him.
Mi raccomando ragazzi, non fatevi baciare dalla Yuki Onna. Se vi fate baciare dalla Yuki Onna farete una brutta fine.
As well. He tried to resist but couldn't. The woman looked at him and whispered with her frozen breath that she was gonna do the same to him. But due to his age and his beauty, she'd spare his life, though under one condition. He couldn't tell anyone about their encounter.
Non vi ricorda un po' qualcosa il fatto che un uomo incontra uno spirito femminile mortale che le risparmia la vita dicendo se non avrebbe mai promesso di non raccontare mai a nessuno nel suo incontro? Non vi ricorda un po' la Gumiho, ovvero lo yokai coreano? Non ve lo ricorda? A me mi ricorda tantissimo.
He'd immediately die.
Eh.
When she vanished, Minokichi tried to wake his master up, but his body was as cold and rigid as ice.
È morto.
A year after, winter came back, and one day Minokichi was going back home when he saw a beautiful girl called Yuki. She was going to town to
Appunto, cioè, raga, vabbè, Yuki Onna.
try to work as a maid. The young boy was captivated by her beauty, and he didn't hesitate to host her. Soon after, they married, and Yuki gave birth to 10 beautiful kids, who surprisingly
Dieci.
had a paler skin than
La
usual.
madonna quando avete
One
partorito.
night, while Yuki was knitting by a lamp, Minokichi looked at her face and confessed she reminded him of a figure he had seen
No.
years ago, a spirit from the other side who had taken his
No.
master's life with her frozen breath.
No. Ma se detto di non raccontare a nessuno, perché devi raccontare? Vedete, è uguale alla Gumiho.
When she heard this, Yuki suddenly left what she was doing, and
Oh.
a horrible smile appeared on her face.
Oddio.
Slowly, she got close to Minokichi,
arrabbiata.
laughing evilly, transforming into the ghost and reproaching him for not keeping their secret.
Oh no.
You idiot! If it weren't for our children, I'd kill you right now. Remember this, if they ever complain about you, I'll know. In a cold and snowy night, I'll come for you and I'll kill you.
Ugh.
Suddenly, the spirit became white fog and left up the fireplace forever.
Io con sti jumpscare non riesco a dormire la notte. Vabbè, ecco la mia reaction della Yuki Onna. Vabbè, alla fine non ne ho reagito così tanto. Alla fine non ci sono state così tante reazioni. Vabbè, spero che la reaction vi sia piaciuta. Iscrivetevi al canale, lasciate like e ditemi sotto nei commenti cosa ne pensate di Yuki Onna. La prossima reaction sarà sul Draw My Life di Teke Teke.